Okay, so A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 107 leads on from possibly, the most important workbook lesson, which is lesson 106. And if you really get lesson 106 and also, I guess, 110, because they lead from each other, if you took out those 2 pages out of the course and just read those 2 every day, throw away the whole course. Just in those 2, if you fully understood what they're trying to relate to you, you would awaken to self. Workbook lesson 106 is let me be still and listen to the truth, which is the same as Psalm 46.10. Be still and know I am, is God. And that's where the Bible messed it up. They left out the simple letter is. So be still and know I am is God, not I am God. You can't I am God, because if you were fully in the I am, you wouldn't be able to speak. The I am is the silent stillness, the eternal extension of the silent stillness, the now, the eternal God. Okay. And so leading on from that, workbook lesson 107, if you grasp that concept, I am is God, the I am, the silent awareness in which the universe appears, the silent awareness, which is the activity of the dreamer's mind, which is the extension, as the dreamer's mind is the extension of God's mind. The dreamer's mind awake is awakened to self as the extension of God's essence, self. And so in the follow on from let me be still and listen to the truth, truth will correct all errors in my mind. What error? Error of perception, error of body, mind, identity, subject, object. The subjective objectivity of my experience is the illusion, is the dream content. And while I perceive myself to be this, a body, and that to be space-time object in matter, I am trapped, not realizing I am dreaming. The I am, that I am, is asleep. And yet there's a part of my I amness, my beingness. Remember, I'm not a being, nor is God a being. I'm just pure energy. And so beingness, not doingness. So there's a part of my beingness which has retained the memory of what I am in truth, which is the silent stillness, ever extending essence of the divine, now God. What can correct illusions but the truth? Nothing. Nothing can correct illusions. And even illusions, correction is just a nice way of saying you just eradicate something that's never been there. It just dissolves the light of awareness. It's like a shadow in a dark room. The minute you switch on the light, the shadow's gone. And then you sit and wonder what created the shadow. Well, what does it matter when the light has come? Why are we still wondering why shadows appeared? And that's the question we ask. Why did the shadow appear? What created the shadow? When the light is on, there's no more shadows. The light is on. The fact that we're communicating, the fact that we're in a group called A Course in Miracles, the fact that you follow me, a teacher, so-called, of A Course in Miracles, is the light in you is on. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't on. You may not realize that you are on. The light's on. You may think you're still searching. You may still think there's something in you which isn't fully healed. Well, I can promise you this much. That part of you that thinks there's something in you that isn't fully healed doesn't exist. And therefore, the real you, that which you are, in truth, always is permanently healed. And what are errors but illusions? So what needs to be healed? An illusion. So are you really healing an illusion? Or are you eradicating? You're just dissolving it. But illusions that remain unrecognized for what they are. Where truth is entered, errors disappear. That's it. When truth enters, light comes, shadows disappear. They merely vanish, leaving not a trace by which to be remembered. That's the best part. I've said this countless times. Our greatest fear is not death, because then we die, we spirit world. Death, we spirits now. Yay, spirit world. No, no, no. Our greatest death realization of non-duality is never having existed at all, and there will be no memory of ever having been you. There's no you. When you awaken as the Christ self, the dream is over. You won't remember the universe, and therefore nothing in the universe. Therefore no bodies, nobody at all. They merely vanish, leaving not a trace by which to be remembered. They are gone because, here it is, without belief, ego, belief, the be-lie-if, the lie, they have no life. Life is energy. Life is what you are. Your essence, your soul, is life, is energy. It's the same essence as God. God is life. Love is life. Love is God. And so they disappear to nothingness, returning whence they came. They dissolve. They don't go anywhere. They don't return. They just vanish. From dust to dust, they come and go, for only truth remains. Can you imagine what a state of mind without illusions is? No, you can't. No one can, because if you could, you would be it. So it's a bit of a play on words. The Christ is playing with us here. So how would it feel? It wouldn't feel like anything. There's no feelings. Careful, don't get trapped here. The Course is trying to play with you using your dualistic concepts, taking you to non-duality. It wouldn't feel like anything. Silent stillness, no feeling, no thought, no sensation, no emotion, definitely no feeling. Try to remember when there was a time, well, when there was a sense of timelessness, actually, perhaps a minute, maybe even less, when nothing came to interrupt your peace, silent stillness. It's the same state you're in when you're in deep sleep and you don't remember your dreams, yet you wake up in the same place. There was a time in what appeared to be time while you slept where the silent stillness returned and there was no memory. Why? Because awareness, the essence of what you are, cannot know illusions of time, space, matter. And illusions, time, space, matter, thought, feeling, sensations, emotions cannot know the silent stillness of awareness itself. The two can't cross. There's a divide which they don't. One's an illusion and the one is true. Then try to picture what it would be like. Yeah, picture, vision, no. What would it be like to have a moment, that moment be extended to the end of time and to eternity? Well, the limited mind, the dreaming limited mind localized in our body minds, has no concept of eternity because to us time is linear. So this is a little bit of a silly exercise, which is meant to show us how silly it is when you come to that realization. Then it cannot ever, you can't imagine it. You can't imagine what it feels like. You can't imagine, even conceptualize it, because eternity is always here now in total silent stillness with zero thought, no feeling, no emotion. Then let the sense, here it is, here's the answer. Let the sense of quiet that you felt, well, because this feeling is gone, so there's no feeling. It's just silent stillness. Be multiplied by 100 times, and then be multiplied another 100 more. The silent stillness erupts. And so the silent stillness is peace. It's the essence of self in total stillness is called peace. When that stillness extends, so it's extending, it's immediately moving, that peace becomes joy. The essence of self, core peace, movement, joy, being, knowingly, that's I am. The knowing of the silent stillness as your core essence, moving, extending itself within itself, joyously, being I am. That is it. That's your truth. That's what you are. And what would the sensation be? We're using ego terms now. Sensation, get a sense of it. What would the sensation be if you could imagine it? I'm using concessions. If you could imagine silent stillness, peace, extending, explosion of it, joy, what would that experience of self be? It's life itself. That is love. That is God. That is the I am. That is the sense of self. That's it. It would be, that's it. And once you get to that, could you remain there while you appear to be as a body mind? Yes, because it's the awareness of the awareness that remains as the substrata of all the activities of your ownership, I'm dreaming, mind. And now you have a hint, not more than just the faintest intimation, just a little glimpse, an intimation of the state your mind will rest in when the truth has come. Trust me, you won't want to go anywhere, do anything, be anything. You'll just chop water, chop wood, fetch water, feed the kids, and just be fully aware, but you'll want to change nothing on the outside. You'll realize, okay, I'm in time, and now there's nothing more to do. And there will be time of compressing, fully becoming it. And then you'll slowly start to come out of yourself, in which you'll re-engage with the world with this awareness, being aware of itself all the time. And what will you do? You'll do whatever you did, but you'll now just do it presently conscious of yourself as that which is the joyous extension of Source, our shared essence. But the ministry is in lesson 106, your ministry would have begun. What's your ministry? It's not going out there converting people to A Course in Miracles or religion or Jesus saves. No, your ministry is show up. How can I serve? Where would you have me be? What would you have me say? To whom would you have me serve? I'm not going to give up anything because there's nothing to give up. You're not going to go and rescue people. You're just going to do what you've always done in the most natural way it is for you to do. But your ministry would have started. The teacher for God would have commenced. Because most of you, 99.99% of you is now healed. If you still have issues, don't go teach. Because all you're going to do is just spew forth your bullshit and think you're special because you're now teaching others, and that will just misguide yourself as you hide your unwounded, your wounded self and your unhealed self, and you think now you're a teacher. You're not a teacher. You're no one's teacher. No one's anyone's teacher. We're all that, which is teaching ourselves. And you think you're teaching others, you're only teaching yourself. And that's what the ministry is. It's the communication of the words as they become less and less. As you reaffirm unto self what I am, as appearing to be teaching. As I appear to be teaching, it's now on YouTube, and there's a few people watching it live, which is all timelessness anyway. 100 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 months from now, 2 days from now, you're watching this video here now, same time, no time. And I want you to realize is, what is this body-mind manifestation doing? What's it doing? It's sharing of itself with itself in order to reinforce itself to itself, that which it knows as itself. That's it. You only do things for self. There's only self anyway. Not you as a body-mind self, you as self, in which the entire dream exists. And now you have a hint. Without illusions, there could be no fear, no doubt, no attack thoughts, therefore no resistance. When truth has come, all pain is over, for there is no room for transitory thoughts. What if? Transitory, here to there, tomorrow, yesterday, past. And dead ideas to linger in your mind, past, dead idea. Truth occupies your mind completely. Silence occupies your mind completely, liberating you from all beliefs in the ephemeral, temporal, past, future. They have no place because truth has come. And they are nowhere, now, here, nowhere, now, here. They cannot be found, for truth is everywhere, now, everywhere. Forever now, the eternal now, forever, always now. When the truth has come, it does not stay a while, vital. It's not a glimpse, it doesn't change. No, you can't change your mind about it. There's nothing to grasp. There's nothing to change. To disappear or change to something else. It does not shift and alter in its form, nor come and go and come again. It stays exactly as it always was, the eternal here now, the awareness of being awareness itself. To be dependent on in every need. Why? Because it is the activity of your dreaming mind. It is your mind itself. You're aware of the essence of mind. And trusted with perfect trust in all seeming difficulties, which won't seem that difficult anymore when the truth has come. And the doubts that the appearances the world presents engender, they will merely blow away when truth corrects the errors in your mind. You will realize the activities are no longer real to be taken seriously. You'll see the comings and the goings, the jostling of the mind, the activities of the attack thoughts trying to grab your attention. It just won't grab you. And the depression will come. Of course, the depression will come. And man, that depression will kick your illusionary Uranus right up your ass, all the way to your third eye, and then kick you in the nuts as well. And just remind you that it has by doing it a second time when you're grimacing in pain. Why? Because everything that was important to you is no longer important, and you will realize the pointlessness of all of it. And it will depress you. Because you go, how can this be meaningless? How can this be pointless? Well, it is. You dreamt it up. It's not true. And so you have to, well, if you want to, hang on to it if you don't. You have to let it go. You have to let go any desire for anything in this world. But while you still have the love for something in this world, while you still want something, while you still think you can achieve something, fix something, change something, you're trapped in the illusion of exactly what the dream is designed to do. Keep you trapped in it, trying to fix it, trying to correct it, trying to heal the world, fix the planet, fix this, change that, heal these, save those. The minute you think there's a you to fix it, you're part of the problem, because you are the problem thinking there's a you. All activities, all body-mind activities are simply misperceived projections, obstacles to peace. When the truth has come, it harbors in its wings the gift of perfect constancy and love, which does not falter in the face of pain, but looks beyond it, steadily and sure. Total certainty. Here is the gift of healing, total certainty. For the truth needs no defense, defenseless vulnerability, and therefore no attack is possible. If your emotions are still up and down, you're not fully healed. You think you are, but you're not. If it triggers you, if it creates emotion, boo, you're trapped, you're back in it. Yes, there's a part of your mind that has grasped the higher understanding. But while you're subjected to emotions, feelings, sensations, which are ebbs and tides, you're still trapped. There's still an identity with the identity which feels, which empathizes. Man, that ego trap. Empathy is a huge ego trap. Compassion, empathy. Oh my gosh, it'll pull you straight back down. Next thing you know, you're crying buckets of tears, wondering why. Well, there's no reason why. So you can't get an answer. Illusions can be brought to the truth to be corrected. But the truth stands far beyond illusion and cannot be brought to them to turn them into truth. You cannot change anything in this illusionary universe, the entirety of it, into the truth, including the man called Jesus. It's not true. Never existed. Never existed. Never existed. Get this, Teachers for God. Get this Course in Miracles. Jesus, like you, never existed. It's not true. If he came and appeared and disappeared, it wasn't true. Its constant awareness is true. Jesus was a character in the dream. He can't save you. And that's the problem with the Course group. You're putting Jesus up there just like the Christians did. Or the Buddha, and the Krishna, and the Ramana Maharishi, or the Muji Baba, or the Baba something, the G something something, the Guruji. And that's your savior. You're fucked. Did you get that? You're fucked. I can't put it any other way. You're trapped. Let go. Let go. 110 gives it to you clearly. Let go. The Christ within. Stop saying, I love Jesus. You cannot love Jesus. It's a concept. The man's a concept written about in a book. No one knows whether it existed or not. You can say you believe, you can blah, 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 bullshit, write books about it. It's just a concept. It's a concept that takes you, evolves you to a higher idea of yourself. But while you're trapped with self and higher self, you're back in duality. There is no higher self. There's only dreamer. Dreamer the self, the Christed mind, the extension of God. Jesus is a myth, a fictional character designed to bring you and elevate you to a potential possibility that you are not real too. But while you make him real and yourself unreal, or yourself unreal and him real, you're trapped in duality. Teacher for God, Son, Holy Son of God. Wake up to self. Stop your shit now. Stop this blah, blah, blah worship. Stop praying. Can't pray for shit. All you can ask for is that your mind awakens. And guess what? It's scripted, so it's going to awaken at the time it's meant to awaken anyway. All prayer does is make you feel better about yourself. If it makes you feel better about yourself. You wanted to hear nice words. This is not this curriculum. Go to the other group. The ones that sing Kumbaya and join the monastery. Go there. The ones that get together on weekends and you pay your money and then you part of a community. This is for free. Truth is free. Doesn't take shit, doesn't listen to shit, just gives you straight up. This is the truth. Truth does not come and go or shift or change. In this appearance now and then as that. Evading, capturing, and escaping grasp. It does not hide. It stands in open light, in obvious accessibility. It is impossible that anyone could seek it truly and would not succeed unless they choose to stay trapped in the duality of worship. Today belongs to truth. Give truth its due, and it will give you yours, because it is yours. You were not meant to suffer and to die. Your Father wills these dreams be gone. Let truth correct them all. We do not ask for what we do not have. We're not achieving something. You're not awakening. Stop that shit. You're not awakening. Oh, look at me, I'm awakening. Enlightenment. Jy praat kak. Verstaan julle my mooi? Julle praat kak. Jy kan nie wakker word nie. Okay? You can't wake up. You dissolve. The dreamer, the Christ mind wakes. When you dream at night, you wake up in the morning and there's characters that were in your dream sitting next to the bed waiting for you to wake up. No, what happens to the characters in your dream when you wake up in the morning? They dissolve. What happens to all of us, all 8 billion of us, when the dreaming mind awakens to self? The universe, what happens to it? It dissolves. The dreamer awakens into what? The light it is. The light it is. The light it is the extension of the light it is. What is the light? God. There's no people in it. There's no bunnies. There's no angels. There's no characters. There's no Jesus. There's no you. There's no spirit world. It all dissolves. There's just self awakens to self. It's just energy. We're merely asking for what belongs to us in truth, that we may recognize it is as our own. Today we practice on the happy note of certainty that has been born of truth. The shaky and unsteady footsteps of illusions are not our approach today. We're not going to get together, sing kumbaya, go to another retreat, pay money to some motherfucker who talks shit and claims to be a teacher for God. So because he's too lazy to go work and support his family, now he wants to teach and make money. We're not going to do that. We're not paying money to remember the truth. It's given to us for free. This book is given to us for free. Okay, and it states right at the beginning, this is a self-help book. You work on it on your own. And yes, there's teachers like this on the internet, the YouTube, because they just need to share it for themselves, because as they share it for themselves, they reinforce it in themselves. I'm not doing it for you, doing it for this I am. If you're insulted, you're meant to be. We are as certain of success as we are sure we live in the hope and breathe and think. Well, do we? We do not doubt we walk with truth today and count on it, enter into all the exercises that we do this day. Begin by asking capital H him. You're asking self, who goes with you upon this undertaking, that he be in your awareness as you go with him. He is your awareness. You are him. You are not made of flesh and blood and bone. Were created with the self-same thought, capital T, which gave the gift of life to him as well. He is you. So you are the self-same thought. You're the thought of God. He is your brother, concept outside yourself. And so like to you, your Father knows that you are both the same, the one I am, the Christ mind. It is yourself you ask to go with you. You're not asking Jesus to go with you. Stop that shit now. Or go back to duality and join another ashram or monastery and stay stuck there. It's lekker. It's lekker. Do dishes or something. That motherfucker's in charge. He'll make you do something. Because he's the lazy one. Notice. Watch those teachers. They don't work very hard. Okay. It is yourself that you ask to go with you. And how could he be absent where you are when you are it? All of this is you. All of this is in your mind. Truth will correct all errors in your mind, which tell you you could be apart from him. How could you be apart from it, which speaks through you? This course, these words on this page, you wrote it, you, the dreaming mind. And you gave it a whisper. Jesus, the voice of Jesus. Why? Because Helen wasn't ready to hear. It's your own voice, Helen. It's our own collective voice. You speak to him today. You speak to yourself and make your pledge to let his function be fulfilled through you, the I am. To share his function is to share his joy. His confidence is with you, as you say. Truth will correct all errors in my mind, and I will rest in him who is my self. No duality, no Jesus outside you, Christ within as the self. Then let him lead you gently to the truth, which will envelop, completely encapsulate you and give you the peace so deep and tranquil that you will return to the familiar world reluctantly. Like, what am I doing here now? You're now being an instrument. You're cutting through the shit, the dogma, the storytelling, and all the nonsensical spiritual nonsense out there in the world. Spirituality has just replaced dogmatic religion and made it just as complicated, if not worse. And yet you will be glad to look again upon this world, for you will bring with you the promise of the changes which the truth that goes with you will carry to the world. And what is the change? It brings back the changeless self. They will increase with every gift you give, 5 small minutes, as we're doing it right now. This is it. The errors that surround the world will be corrected as you let them be corrected in your mind. You let your true essence, energy, return to itself knowingly. Do not forget your functions for today. Each time you tell yourself with confidence, truth will correct all errors in my mind. You speak for all the world and him, yourself, who would release the world as he would set you free, for you are that which awakens unto self, realizing that self is the extension of God. The self, the Christ, the Son, the dreaming mind is you, and you are but a local activity, awakening to self, dissolving the idea of a local activity, and as all these local activities, all 8 billion, dissolve in the awareness of the dreamer's awareness of himself, the universe ends, the dream ends, and the extension of God continues, uninhibited by ideas and thoughts and feelings and sensations and emotions and stories, bullshit stories. There's no more, no word, nothing to get in the way, no obstacles to peace, just energy extending itself forever as itself. Amen. We stop there.